I've been reading about how early results, so-called interim readouts from various trials, could be available as early as the middle of September. And I wonder what we should do with that information. What can we expect from these early readouts?
Oh, well, good morning, Anna. The preliminary data is always, for any type of clinical trial, is always taken with some grain of salt. We need to be hopeful about these findings, of course, but they are preliminary. So what we're basically going to be seeing is patients who've been enrolled in earlier trials, their antibody responses. We won't know much about durability. We won't know much about the potential for exposures or reinfection, but we'll know how well they do or do not produce antibodies, which is similar data to what we've already been seeing in the studies that were done in phase 2.
Bearing that in mind then, Jason, what is the optimal speed at which authorities around the world, including the FDA, should move to approve vaccines? I'm trying to work out how soon it is likely, rightly or wrongly, that we will get approval of a vaccine.
Yeah, that's a great question. So at least in the United States, the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, has a couple of different options. Obviously, with any kind of clinical trial where there's randomization to a placebo or an intervention like a vaccine, we have a data safety and monitoring board. These are the people who are external to the trial, whose job it is to review the data and say, is there signals of a response? And if there's not, they can stop the study and end it early. If there is, they can, allow it to continue to go. But if there's a strong enough signal that says, hey, there's great response here and it's actually helping to prevent disease, they can fast track a vaccine or any kind of intervention study. And so what that data safety monitoring board will be doing is monitoring this data independently of the investigative team. And it's really their decision on how fast the trial continues to move forward. Importantly, however, public trust is really essential for this vaccine, not only for its uptake, but also for, when we think about the way the public thinks about the speed of things. We're hearing a lot of anecdotes right now that the public is mistrustful of us going too fast. And rightly so, because side effects and other types of responses from vaccines take time to know and to understand. And so we need to monitor carefully and slowly and to ensure that we have the right and safest possible vaccine options.
Is it possible to fast track, though, just after these interim readouts, or do you have to wait? Do you have to wait longer?
So I think there's the right way and then there's the fast way. So what we should do is wait until we have the trial completed and the Data Safety Monitoring Board has made its final analysis. But ultimately, I think governments are really looking for speed here. And so, I think the most important thing is that we get the safest and most efficacious vaccines to market. And the timeline for that really depends on the science and not the speed in which that can occur. It really, whatever data we're receiving, whatever signal we're receiving, whatever safety profiles we're able to review, that's what should drive that decision-making and not a rush that could put patients' lives and the public in danger.